transmission to bring you the following live broadcast.
How's everyone doing tonight? Woo! It's Wednesday. It's 6 o'clock somewhere. With Ryan ready in his chair. And almost 10 whole people watching from home. Are you ready? I said, are you ready? It's time for the ThinkSoJoE Show!
Hey yo, it's the ThinkSoJoE Show. I'm ThinkSoJoE, he's Ryan, says on the bottom of the screen.
Right there.
Yeah. What's up, dude? Haven't seen you in 24 hours.
Yeah, it's been a short 24 hours. Yeah,
24 hours there, and another 24 hours till tomorrow, and 24 hours till that, and
yep. So it's been a week of perpetual jamming and hanging out. It's pretty good.
yes,
Yeah.
definitely could use it. It's definitely helping me.
Yeah, dude, and the weather's like turning. Like I got out of my car to walk in here, and I was like, oh yeah, I am happy sometimes. Like that.
Oh, dude,
how nice out it is.
I've been like down for like since I got home last night, and like I stepped outside to wait for you, and I'm like, holy shit, okay. I'm okay, you know?
Yeah, dude, it perks you right up.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
As I'm starting to understand why people talk about the weather. I've had like 6 straight Buffalo winters where you have those 4 or 5 months where all you see is gray and sadness. Like all of a sudden there's the sun. Wow. It's like taking vitamins.
Definitely something to say for seasonal depression.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, for sure.
And how quickly we forget.
Uh-huh. No, but yeah, I stepped outside. It's like, oh, crap, it's actually pretty nice out today. Like, if I didn't have this show, I'd go somewhere, do something.
Just go walk up the street watching those kids playing street hockey.
Yeah. Like, yo, y'all got goalie pads? I'll play.
You got that mini-sized net. You'd be a great goalie.
I just stand there with the fucking pads like closed. Like,
That goalie's a wall.
yeah, you can't score on me. Mostly because there's nowhere to score on behind me in this mini net.
Right.
Yeah, no, for sure. Man, I miss the days of playing street hockey. It's been a minute.
Yeah, same here, man. I haven't touched a stick in years. I was like 13 the last time we played. We used to do it all the time, though.
It was like an everyday thing. Where the hell is everybody, man? It's going to be us just ranting for 2 hours, I guess.
Oh, send me up. I'm more comfortable when no one's watching what I'm doing.
Yeah. Anyway, no, we used to play every fucking day, man.
Yeah?
Be out there on Whitney Avenue in Niagara Falls every fucking day. Talking about, Tupac and Biggie dying. That was when we were playing hockey 25 fucking years ago. God damn, man.
The NHL 96 years.
Oh man, yeah, no, I remember NHL 97 coming out for PlayStation, and my buddy Greg, who was one of the dudes that I was always playing street hockey with, he got NHL 97 for PlayStation. It's like, this is the most realistic fucking hockey game ever. Did you hear that fucking puck when it went off the post? Ping! If only we knew. So
it is funny. It is really funny to think back on the things that that blew your mind when they first came out and look at them through a modern lens. Like, I don't know. We were talking about this earlier. This is a common discussion in the Shambles household, but just Joey and Ethan are obsessed with Final Fantasy VII. I never played it as a kid.
Right.
I have tried as an adult. I don't really care. Like, I understand that it has a legacy and shit, but I play it now and I'm looking at it and I'm like, yeah, this is a background that they just pasted down and then have shoddily animated. Most of the PlayStation could do, sure, but shoddily animated characters running on top of it. But it boggled their minds when it came out.
So now what you're saying is if you had played Final Fantasy VII when it came out, you might have enjoyed it more now.
It depends. I see where you're going with this. But
you know exactly where I'm going with that.
I don't know.
I'll tell you what, man. I've been on dating sites for the last week, right? Just because I get bored and I don't fucking feel like working, and I'm like, you know, going through a little bit of tiny depression that I'm like, you know, I'm okay. Like, nobody's got to worry about me. I'm okay. But like, you know, a little bit of depression. Right. And so I'm sitting there, I'm like, you know what, I'm fucking bored. I'm going on dating sites. And the first fucking person I see on a dating site is literally wearing a Jurassic Park t-shirt. Like, you gotta be fucking kidding me.
You can't escape it, dude.
Like,
Perhaps you would increase your matches if you just enjoyed this thing that everyone else enjoys.
Just shut up and pretend I like the movie. Yeah, sure.
Exactly. This obstinate oppositional nature is gonna be.
See, this is the thing. I don't know what the fuck I'm looking for out of a dating site. I want to meet new people. I definitely do. Like, I'd be interested in dating, but I'm not like, I need to date. I think like the catalyst was like seeing that, you know, Karina had a new boyfriend, and I'm like, well, fuck. All right. I'm just sitting here by myself. And so, you know, I think that was the catalyst of like, I'm gonna, you know, let me check out one of these dating sites. Worst case scenario, I get inspired to write songs like my dear friend Allie Burns does when she goes on Tinder, you know. And but yeah, I'm just, you know, I'm on this one now. It's called Hinge, right? And it's got like the way it's set up is it's like, it's pictures, and then there's like 3 questions you can answer, and you get to pick the questions and everything. You know, yeah, here's the thing is I am waiting to do this show on Friday, and then I'm going to start going to shows. So because I just don't want to take any chances before we do this show on Friday.
And also,
I mean, at this point I probably could, however, we got the show, we got the podcast tonight, or I would probably have gone to the Wilhelm Scream show.
Oh yeah, I would have been there in a freaking heartbeat.
On the Cinder and Gumshoe are opening that.
That's probably where everyone is, honestly. It's like, you gotta go watch the hometown boys rock out.
And I gotta spend tomorrow with you guys. Not that I'm complaining. I love you guys, and you guys are basically, you know, keeping me sane. But
you're not gonna meet anybody hanging out with, just us in John's basement.
I am not gonna meet anybody in John's basement. No, this is true.
Yeah. Also, the going to shows thing. I don't know. I understand, but like, I feel like when I was younger, I was more willing to talk to people at shows. It could just be that I'm like, you know, a elder millennial and jaded now. But when I go to shows, I stand in the back with my arms crossed and I talk to people that I know, and that's it. I never meet anybody at shows anymore.
Yeah, that would have been cool. That would have been cool.
Yeah.
You know what I need to do is I need to hang out with my buddy Brandon. Be like, yo, you know I'm single. Introduce me to some people. You know people. Right? I'll tell you what, man. I hate to admit this, but like I was on I'm on Facebook Dating. Is like the first dating app I joined, right? Which is it's all within the Facebook app. And I see this one girl, man, and I'm like, man, you know, she's really cute. She seems really cool. Her, you know, one of her mutual friends is my buddy Brandon. So like I, you know, kind of was like going through his friends list. Look at it, I couldn't find her.
Stalker.
Like I said, I hate to admit it, but I was bored, man. I had nothing else to do.
That's what the internet is for. Like the fact that Facebook was created and then everybody used it for that exact purpose, and then there was a backlash against like, no, you're not supposed to. Yes, you are. You're supposed to look at what everybody's doing all the time. I'm half kidding, but like everybody does that.
Yeah. No, I mean, like, I hate to admit it, but I literally did that. But it was just, you know, but I'm on this app. It's called Hinge, right? And so it's got like, you know, like 5 or 6 pictures and like, you know, little questions you can answer and whatever. So I'm on there the other day, and I am not, you know, really looking. I'm not really there was this one person I didn't necessarily match with. But she's got pictures where she's like surrounded by bodies of water, right? And it says, you know, one of the questions is, what is your most irrational fear? And she says, sharks. I'm like, I responded to that question, because you can respond to each individual thing on the page, but just like one of them, and then you've liked that person. So I respond to that. I'm like, you know, you're surrounded by bodies of water in a lot of your pictures. I don't think sharks is an irrational fear.
How many replies did you get to that?
0. But I posted about
arguing semantics is not the greatest lead.
I tweeted about that on Twitter. Like I said, I really didn't give a fuck. I tweeted about that.
Neither do I. I'm just fucking around.
I tweeted about it, and Katie's like, I don't think that's how you get matches. I'm like, yeah, I'm pretty sure I don't get matches that way, but you know.
Well, you're proving a point.
I just, but like, I don't see how that's an irrational fear if you are regularly in bodies of water.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. Like
natural, I mean, like if your
semantics.
pictures are in a swimming pool, then yeah, the fear of sharks is probably irrational.
Right. Like, I guess perhaps she interpreted it more as a unique fear because most people are not afraid of sharks because, you know, we're in Buffalo, we're landlocked.
I'm not afraid of sharks because I don't go near water.
Right, exactly.
I like, you know, so like I'm reading like some of these like you know, irrational fear, and some of them are like, yeah, okay, that is pretty irrational, but like understandable, you know, like one was like, I have a fear of like long escalators. Like yeah, I could see that, but
I mean, I don't know, like that.
Yeah, I couldn't see being afraid. Like my mom's terrified of elevators.
An elevator, I understand.
Elevator's understandable.
The door closes and you have, what's it called? The fear of enclosed spaces.
Claustrophobia. Which
claustrophobia.
is exactly why my mom hates elevators.
And you also can't see what's occurring, so there's the fear that it's going to drop. The escalators, I mean, I get it. If you see those horrifying videos of like, where the stairs turn around, where the floor breaks and people get sucked in and chewed up, like, yes, that is terrifying. Also, that's happened twice and it's been on YouTube twice and that's it, you know? So I'm trying to think long elevators then. What's your fear of a long elevator?
Escalators.
Oh, sorry, escalators. That's what I'm thinking.
I mean, like, escalators are kind of terrifying if you think about it. So, like, a really long one, I could see being afraid of that. I can see that. It is, but I could also see it being an irrational fear because what are the odds anything's actually going to happen to you?
Right, like slim to none. That's like I'm saying. I said elevator, I was wrong. It's the escalator, but it's like,
right.
The floor has broken on like 10 escalators in the world and people have gotten sucked in and killed. But how many people ride an escalator every day? The odds of it happening to you, it's an irrational fear.
It's like that Mitch Hedberg joke, right? Like an escalator can never break. It can only become stairs. You never see a sign that says escalator out of order, which, by the way, I have seen an out of order escalator.
Oh, man.
At the rail station, University Station. They've had the escalators out of service, which always sucks, dude. Always sucks. I don't want to do those stairs, man.
So when we first moved to our house, it's on the west side, and I was still taking the train every day. So the train station at Allen Medical, yeah, sometimes it's out, like the escalator would be out, but you only need to go down one flight of stairs. My new train station is Delavan, Canisius College.
Okay.
And the escalator is the equivalent of about 8 flights of stairs.
Yeah, because you got a few escalators to go up, yeah?
Right, yeah. And they were both out, so I bought a car.
You bought the car just so you didn't have to take the stairs.
I'm not dealing with this bullshit every morning when I'm going to a place that I already don't want to be at. Like, I'm just going to drive there and listen to bad sports talk radio instead. I gotta tell you, my life has improved significantly.
Oh, I bet.
And it's mainly that escalator. It has nothing to do with the public transport.
I think if I had like a traditional job where I actually had to like leave the house and do shit, like I would probably do whatever I had to do to get my license back and try and get a car. But
yeah.
I mean, with gas prices right now, fuck that shit. I am more than happy just, you know, I'm not happy sitting around the house doing nothing, but I mean, like, I am, you know, more than happy taking an Uber or a bus if I got to go somewhere, you know, like.
Yeah, dude, I mean, Uber drivers got to be hurting. I haven't taken an Uber during this crazy gas price inflation right now, but I assume they've raised their prices slightly, but not enough to offset it.
The last time I took an Uber was probably in Las Vegas, so.
Oh, okay. It's been a little bit.
And I didn't pay for that one, so.
Yeah, I mean, I know like Uber and Lyft drivers were already really hurting after they restructured the fee schedule or whatever, and now I would imagine, the gas prices are cutting into their profits. So, I don't know. Everything is on fire is what I'm saying.
And you got bus driver shortages and all this shit going on, man. It's hard to transit. It is getting a little more difficult to travel without a vehicle, but
Hey, man.
again, I live here.
Get a Razor scooter.
I live here. I work right in there. I'm good. Like,
Yeah, man. You don't need the vehicle.
yeah. It would help on the dating apps though, because you see all the all the ones. Oh, if you don't have a car, swipe left. Like, the fuck. I medically can't have a car technically, technically speaking.
Well, if you really, really, really want to argue semantics, just get like a junked car and just put it in the driveway, and then like you have it. It just doesn't work.
Fair. That's
Yeah.
fair. That is fair.
And then see how many matches you get with that.
Sure, my landlady would love that.
She seems cool.
Yeah,
She fixed the foundation.
she did.
I'm sure she'd be cool with a car. You know, just hanging in the driveway. It could be a foundational Crown Victoria.
It's to block that part of the driveway where all the water pools in, because when they did the driveway, they fucked it up.
Did they?
Oh yeah, yeah. Oh, it's terrible, dude. When I did some t-shirts. When I first started learning how to do t-shirts, like screen printing t-shirts, I did some ThinkSoJoE shirts, which had like white logo and red text.
Okay.
And to do that, you press the white and then you press the red. So now I got the screen with the red, and I'm trying to wash out the screen, and so now there's just pink water all in the fucking driveway, and it's just pooled right in the middle. And it's not like I'm pretty sure the shit's non-toxic, but I didn't want her to like go out there and be like, "What is this?" And the dogs are like, rolling in it and
Right, and be
lapping
like,
it up and shit.
Be like, that's why the stone foundation is crumbling, because the ink from the screen printing started dissolving the mortar between the field stone.
Yeah, look at that. Your idea has another supporter there, Tim, from Ningwood Records. I got my Working Class Stiffs record last week. Super excited about that.
Hell
Going to see them
yeah.
Saturday.
Oh, let's go.
Yeah. Super excited about that, except I get to meet the new boyfriend on Saturday, so
Throw a punch.
I'm not going to throw a punch.
No, it's supposed to be the worst advice ever. Just do it.
Okay. Sure. I don't know. I ain't worried about it, man. I ain't worried about
No,
it.
man, it'll be.
Hi, Mom.
It'll be cool. It sounds like it's going to be a rough scene for a minute for you internally, but hey, it's how closure happens. You just
Yeah,
force
just fucking, rip that fucking Band-Aid right off, right?
it.
Like,
Exactly. Right off.
fuck it. Like, like, she's like, oh, I could tell him to stay home. I'm like, look, it's going to happen eventually.
You should have said yeah. Like,
It's gonna fucking happen. Like, I would much rather it happen at somebody else's show than one of my shows. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Like we're playing for her. It's not announced yet, but we're playing for her in July, and and it's not just Living Braindead. It's Yellow Sauce is also gonna be on that bill. So like I would much rather get this the fuck over with now than go to that show and have to deal with that level of emotional I guess distress is
from on stage, like in every music video, in every like bad movie where you see them walk in and like a single tear runs down. Yeah, this is the responsible decision that you're making, and it is also the courteous one that, yeah, I mean...
I'm up there with Yellow Sauce, like, Lidl's, let me sing a song. Nothing compares to you. Yeah, no, fuck.
No, I mean, this sounds like it's the right choice. And
No,
it'll be some
absolutely
closure
is.
for everybody.
Absolutely, look, and I don't want to make it sound like I'm jealous or like upset, like super upset about this. Like, as long
but
as
you are, and you are.
I mean...
I'm fucking around, man. I'm sorry.
I mean, but obviously it is a little bit a little bit upsetting to especially because we had this great relationship. We ended very amicably, and like so it's still like it still hurts. It does. I'm not gonna lie. You know what I mean? But like at the same time, if she's happy, I'm happy for her, and that's cool. You know what I mean? So like as long as dude treats her good, we're cool.
Very, very adult, man. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the way to look at it,
Yeah.
man. People split sometimes, and that wound is fresh.
No, and
This will feel like a
absolutely.
little salt, but at the same time,
We
salt's
were-
going to help seal the wound.
We were growing in different directions, and she's off to one direction, I'm off to another direction, and that's cool. But you know, I can't sit here and be mad at her for moving on with her life, and I'm not gonna do that, and I'm not, you know, I'm not gonna be mad at him for like, oh, you're dating my ex-girlfriend, fuck you, dude, you know, like, fuck that. Too goddamn old for the fucking drama, man. We were talking last night in the car about like, you know, like being the other dude. we were having this conversation, like, because back in my 20s, you know, I was a bit of an asshole and I didn't really care about that. Like I don't know this other dude, you know. Now I don't want the fucking drama. You know what I mean? Like, no, you know, if a girl's in a relationship, nah, off limits.
Yeah.
No fucking way.
That's the way to do it, because you're not participating in something that ends with someone's broken heart. Even if you don't know them, you know, that's a solid that you're doing to both yourself due to the, you know, the not having the guilt and whatever, and to them for not putting them through it. It's the right move. And there's no drama. Huge bonus. Yeah. But I feel
don't want, I'm fucking 40, man. I don't need that shit in my life. I'm you know, I'm already dealing with enough fucking shit that I need to handle, let alone, you know, fucking drama on top of it. So,
right, exactly. No drama.
You know.
Maybe a little drama so we have something to talk about on this show.
Little drama so we have something to talk about, yeah.
I take back my advice. Do something terrible so we can talk about it.
Yeah, you got to keep giving me bad advice that I just don't follow.
Right. Call Karina and tell her that she can't bring her boyfriend.
Get her on the phone right now. We'll connect. We'll call her. We can do that. I'm not going to do that.
I would find that kind of funny, like, just because, like, it is so amicable and it would be so out of character for you to be like, no, you can't.
Yeah.
Like because it's almost like so absurd that it's like people would be taken aback by it. Like it would be very, very funny.
I'll tell you what, man, like before I started dating Karina, I was, you know, like I asked this girl out and she said no. And then she was, you know, I was like, all right, well, fuck it, it's cool. And then I mentioned to her like, oh, I'm going to the show at fucking Ironworks or whatever. She said, oh, we're probably going too. Like, ouch.
Whoop.
Ouch. And I was having a fucking miserable time at that show. Like, great, she's gonna show up with this dude. Like, but I mean, like, you know, that was like on a day's notice. This, I have like 4 days notice. I'm like, okay, I can handle this. I can handle this, you know? And again, I'm not upset about her moving on and getting a new boyfriend as long as he treats her well.
Right.
And she's happy. It's good.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, like,
yeah.
I don't got time to be hung up on anybody. And it's not even like, so like the whole like dating app thing is not me being like hung up. You mentioned the word vulnerable last night in our conversation, and yeah, maybe a little bit, but like,
yeah, it's a different type of vulnerable, because you think the word vulnerable and you think like a wounded animal, or like somebody that's in a very easily exploitable state, and like that's not exactly what I'm trying to get at with vulnerable, but it is like vulnerability in a way, because you're a little bit lost and you're looking for something, you don't exactly know what, and it could end up with you like applying your time incorrectly somewhere or something like that. And that's a state of vulnerability in a way.
Absolutely.
It's certainly a state of uncertainty.
Yeah, I think that's it. That's where I'm at now, is the state of uncertainty. Like, okay, what do I do now? Like, I've got you guys and you know, like, but I'm so glad to have you guys, you know what I mean? Like this, like having band practice twice and a show and the podcast, like that's just been like, yes, something to fucking do, something to look forward to, getting out of the house, hanging with my friends, just having a good time, getting my mind off of every little fucking thing, you know? And then like on top of everything, I still miss Brian. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like that's been, you know, kind of killing me lately. Just like, man, what would Brian think of all this? You know? But, you know, it is what it is.
Well, sorry,
but
man.
you know,
it's a bit of roughness, and you know, sorry you're missing some people and some stuff's happening. It's
all good. Shit's
like we're here to hang, you know.
I definitely have dealt with shit like this in the past. You know what I mean? And like, you know, it never gets easier, I guess. I mean, but like, you know, like the worst part about being single is fucking dating. Absolutely the fucking worst.
Just having to go on a series of interviews for a job that you're not sure you even want.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Let's see. We got, hey, Joe, wearing my NWO shirt as well. Difficult to put on, especially since Scott Hall. Yeah, I walked into band practice last night. The first thing I did was too sweet my drummer. And then I went to give him a hug. He's like, no. I'm like, okay. He's like, I got to talk to you guys. I'm like, oh, fuck, what now? Turns out he has a cold. Not COVID. He's taken several tests like I have multiple times in the past when I was dealing with a cold.
No, John's just got the sniffles.
Nah, he'll be all right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You better be.
No, Monday, it was like Sunday they announced like Scott Hall was in the hospital and on life support. And so Monday I put on my other NWO t-shirt. I own 3 of them, but one is specifically a Kevin Nash NWO t-shirt. But I put on my other NWO t-shirt and I'm like, man, Scott Hall, this is for you, man. You gotta kick, the word the phrase everybody was using. You gotta kick out, man. You gotta kick out. And unfortunately, just prior to Monday Night Raw going on the air the other night, he passed away. And, and there was, I was telling you, man, there's a video floating around of him on the Jerry Springer show in the mid-90s, and he's talking to these kids, right? And these little kids got HIV, but they're like, yeah, we love Scott Hall, we love Razor Ramon. And he comes on the show dressed in his full fucking ring gear with the Intercontinental Championship, sits between them. Listen, you're never beat until you quit. So if you don't quit, you're never beat. And then he gives them the fucking Intercontinental Championship belt. Like, this is for you guys. Keep it. Like, damn, dude.
It's an inspiring moment.
You know how much those TV-worn belts go for? Fuck. Anyway, but no, yeah, it's like, So, yeah, big loss for those of us who have been wrestling fans for the last, most of our lives, I guess, at this point. But,
yeah, it's tough, man.
Yeah. And that's the thing about pro wrestling is it is a business where you lose a lot of your favorites very, very young.
Yeah.
So,
well, it's tough, man. It's
what
sad to hear.
What really killed me, what got him was he had hip surgery, and then he had multiple heart attacks suffered because of a blood clot, which is essentially the same way Brian went.
Yeah.
And that just crushed me. I'm like, oh man, no, this, damn, that sucks.
Yeah, kind of takes you right back to that moment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But,
I'm sorry, man.
It is what it is. Life goes on. That's what I told my mom today. My mom's texting me, hey, asking me about Karina's new boy. Like, yeah, Mom, I knew about this. Thanks. Like, she's like, you can tell me to shut up. I'm like, no, Mom, it's cool. It's all right. Life goes on. And in that very moment, I almost grabbed a fucking Beatles album off the shelf. Oh, blah, dee, oh, blah, da, Yeah, well,
jeez.
Oh, well. But, yeah, it is what it is. Life goes on.
Yeah, that's right, man. Got to keep going.
If anybody out there wants to date me, I'm single, so... not you, Mark. Anyway. Anyways.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Killer show going on tonight. If you guys aren't, if you're not fully committed to watching this show, you don't absolutely have to watch it live, and you could get over to Mohawk Place. That's where it's at, right, Mohawk?
Yeah, it's Mohawk.
All right, Mohawk. A Wilhelm Scream with On the Cinders on that show, and a new band called Gumshoe. It's a friend of mine, Mark Lee. He's not the rapper Mark Lee, the guitar player Mark Lee is in that band. So
nice. Yeah, man, that's gonna be a sweet show. I think we both would have gone to that if we.
Oh, absolutely. If it wasn't.
And it's.
I would say if it wasn't on a week, we had a show to promote on our show.
Yeah,
we probably would have just been like, yo, we're off this week. We're going to see this band. Like,
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean that's.
I need to put this out there. I need somebody to go to the Interrupters Flogging Molly show with. Because of the Interrupters.
When is that? And where?
I will look that up. We'll figure that out.
So let me tell you, I know we've gone through this thing about the Irish punk bands, but like I love both of them. I love Flogging Molly more. The Interrupters are fine.
That's that one. I wanted that one. There we go. Johnny's grandfather suffered from COPD, went through the surgery, he was in recovery, and it was blood clot that got him. So yeah, like I think we all kind of got people we can relate that story to. That my old neighbor.
It's hard.
My old neighbor Angie, her mom. That's the way her mom went.
Jeez.
Same exact situation as Brian, hernia surgery and then blood clot and gone.
Scary, man. Just one day it can just happen.
We definitely have different interests. Yeah, all right, man. We got some music to play here.
Yeah, let's do it.
This is tomorrow night at Rec Room. You can catch this next band. They're opening for Crowbar along with Anthropic and Vulcan. The door's at 6 p.m. for that one. It's $18 in advance and 16 plus. I believe that's with a Guardian if you're 16 to 21, I think. I don't know. I know. Nope, that's the next show has the Guardian rule. Anyway, so 18 in advance, 16 plus. And this is 9 Layers Deep. You might know one of the members of this band as Ballsy, the door person from Mohawk Place. And this song is called Sunspot on All WNY Think So Joe Show. That was 9 Layers Deep, the song called Sunspot on all WNY ThinkSoJoE show. Again, catch them tomorrow at the Rec Room, opening for Crowbar, along with other locals, Anthropic and Vulcan. It's going to be a good show.
Fuck yeah. Lots of the squeedly meadlies.
Yeah, for sure. It's going to be good. It's going to sound good. It's going to be cool. Just, don't be a drunk asshole if you're at a show at the Rec Room.
Why not? That's where you get drunk.
The last time I was at a show at the Rec Room, I almost got in a fight with a dude. And I'm the most fucking passive person you can possibly fucking meet. So,
yeah, what happened? What did this drunk person...
Oh, you know the fucking guy, man. He's drunk and he's like trying to, power over everybody. Just fucking terrible. Like, I hate those people, man. Don't be that person.
What show was it?
Fucking Anti-Flag.
That's hilarious that happened at an Anti-Flag show.
Yeah.
And also, it's twice as funny because they didn't say anything. Like, Anti-Flag's usually like the up and down, yes, side to side, no type band. Like, the old cliches. If someone falls down, you pick them up. Like, Anti-Flag is all about that. So if this dude is like jumping over people, they would be the first band I would think of to call them out, like them or Joyce Manor, which does it as a shtick. But
like we were up front for the fucking for Bad Cop, and Karina really wanted to see Anti-Flag, so it was like, all right, stay up here and fucking watch Anti-Flag, and then this dude is just being a fucking over aggressive dick, and so I threw an elbow at him a couple of times, and then he's still fucking going at it, so I turn around and kind of shove him a little bit, and some big dude gets in between us, as is the norm. Apparently it shows now, which is good.
Right. Enforce your own shit.
But then I was just like, you know what? Fuck it. I don't even want to see this fucking band. I took my phone out of my pocket, started walking towards the back of the bar, start texting you guys. And unbeknownst to me, Karina followed me. I'm just like, what are you doing? Go watch the show.
Yeah.
She's like, no, are you okay? Like, yeah, I'm fine. Go watch the show. You're here to see this band. I don't give a fuck. Like, I saw Bad Cop. I'm good. I'll hang out back here. You go up there. You enjoy the show. No. Fuck that guy. I'm gonna hang out with you. Like, okay, cool. But
Well, shit, man. Well, I'm glad you didn't get in a fight at an Anti-Flag show. That would be a difficult thing to describe to people.
Could you imagine getting into the fight, and then they're like, you can't come back to this venue, and now the fucking Bouncing Souls are playing there. It's like, fuck.
Right.
Like, I'm going to the Bouncing Souls, so obviously I didn't get kicked out of the venue. I was just like, nope, let me walk away from this. Like, this ain't fucking worth it to me to fucking get in a fight with this dude. Like,
right. Well, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I don't know. That does suck. I don't like when people are like overly aggressive and shit, but I don't know.
No, I saw
Rec Room is just the way it's laid out. Like, I love that venue. The sound is good, but the way it's laid out with the bar running lengthwise almost to the stage makes it really hard for people to get up front the way they want to.
Right.
So it kind of like forces people to push on each other more than they would in a venue like Mohawk, where even though it's smaller, it's a separate room where the stage is. So I don't know. I've seen that a little bit at Rec Room, but that place is cool. I like the sound.
Yeah, a couple of shows I've seen there have been cool. Just
they tend to get most of the shows now that I want to go see too. Like them in Mohawk.
I think like Bouncing Souls is going to be the first show that I'm going to where I'm like, yes, I actually want to see this band, but like, I didn't mind going to the other. Like, I was excited to see Bad Cop.
They fucking rock, dude.
Who were really fucking good.
I don't know how they hit those harmonies. Like, that's always the most impressive thing to me. Like, everybody, like, if you play your instrument enough, don't get me wrong, you can still fuck it up, but like, it's easier to replicate that on stage because it's all muscle memory. Like, being able to nail multi-part harmonies when the acoustics are different at every venue, and so is the mic setup, is pretty unreal to me. And they are impressive in that regard because they shred. Their bass player jumps all over the fucking place, and they nail those harmonies. So, yeah, I'm point being, huge fan of Bad Cop. They fucking rock.
Yeah, that was my second show at Rec Room. I went to a show before they even had their liquor license. Like, they had just opened. It was like their first show. It was Face to Face.
Okay.
Doing an acoustic set. And, I didn't know shit about Face to Face. But I was there because, she wanted to go. I was like, okay, cool. Yeah, I'll go see this band with you. That'd be cool,
I'm trying to think what I've seen there. Because, yeah, when they opened, there were a bunch of shows that I was not super interested in, but, like, we saw the Menzingers there. They're fucking great. It's, like, the 10th time we've seen them. Saw On the Cinder open for Leftover Crack. That show fucking rocked. I don't know.
I think
seen
I
some other
had a
shit.
show that night.
Okay.
So otherwise I probably would have tried to have gone.
Yeah, that show fucking kicked. Days and Days was there. It was awesome.
There we go. That's what I'm looking for.
Oh, yeah. I'm very curious to see what date this is. Oh, look at that.
It is at Art Park, and it is on, where the fuck is it? July 2nd.
July 2nd in Art Park. Oh,
Yeah.
man. I got to look into that because I'm going to fucking go to that show if I don't have something that night. Flogging Molly, Interrupters, special guests, Tiger Army, and the Skints. I am not familiar with the Skints. I like the Interrupters well enough. I love Flogging Molly. Tiger Army is one of the first bands that I like when I went to Warped Tour when I was like fucking 13, and they were the first band that we saw. I had no idea who they were, and just from a live perspective, they blew me the fuck away. I know that they are not for everyone, and some people are not super into them, but that band always impresses me.
We saw, the first time I saw the Interrupters was at Warped Tour several years ago.
Mm-hmm.
I went with, Meredith Snow got me in for free.
Cool.
Thanks,
Meredith.
But like she was off shooting pictures and everything, and so like I was like off watching bands, and I texted my buddy Brandon, like, Brandon, where you at? He's like, oh, I'm over here. I'm over at the big stage. I'm watching the Interrupters are about to come on. I'm like, okay, cool. I'm gonna go meet you over there. I didn't know who the fuck the Interrupters were, so we go. I see the Interrupters. They fucking put on a killer, 30-minute set or whatever the fuck, because it's Warped Tour. And, Brandon's ride fell through, so I got him, I got Meredith to drive him home. And he's just telling us the whole way home about, oh yeah, the Interrupters, they're signed by Hellcat, and, Tim Time Bomb's on a lot of their songs, and, like just gushing about the Interrupters. And so like, I kind of got into them that way. So, I've seen them 4 times now.
Nice.
4 times. Yeah, I saw him later in Rochester, and then I saw him at Warped Tour again, the last Warped Tour. Like that was the one band that I was like, all right, I'm leaving the fucking, I'm leaving the DJ booth here. Because we were doing a live broadcast along with the Struggle Is Real, long name music podcast there. We were doing a live broadcast from there, which never got recorded. I'll take the blame for that. But which sucks because I got to interview Kevin Lyman. There's pictures, but there's no fucking audio. But anyway, I got but that was the one band where I'm like, look, I'm leaving here to go see them. And so we went and saw the Interrupters, came right back to the booth, and
Yeah.
I ended up leaving again to see Kosha Dills. No, Kosha Dills played on the local stage. Who the fuck did we go see? We went and saw somebody. I forget who it was, but like everybody else was like, yeah, we're gonna go see this. Like, okay, cool, we're gonna come with you guys, I guess. So
Nice. Yeah, man. I think I've only seen the Interrupters once.
you know what? It was Kaiser Solzy.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Who we went to go see, because he was the one that got us all in. So
Okay.
yeah, and got us the interview with, like, because we asked about interviewing Kevin Lyman. He's like, nah. And the next thing I know, he's like, hey, go back to your booth. Like, okay. He's like, hang out a second. And then the next thing you know, here comes Kevin Lyman. Like, hey guys, how's it going?
Hey, that's cool.
Holy shit, you're the dude. You're the reason we're all fucking here. And I knew this because I had done the fucking Things You Might Not Know video about it. So, that was cool for me. It's like, hey, I know who you are because I did this video about Warped Tour.
That's cool, man. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that sounds good. Yeah, I don't know, man. Like, fucking, I've seen the Interrupters once. I think you were at the show. It was the one Masked Intruder opened for at the Town Ballroom.
Yeah.
And they put on a great show. I fucking really, really like them. I am a ska kid from back in the day, and what ends up happening when you really love something, when you really, really, really love something, like down to your core, to the point where I have a checkerboard wallet still at 32 years of age, and I was in a ska band in high school, and it was all I thought about for years, is you burn yourself out on it and you become a judgmental prick. And the thing is, when I first heard the Interrupters, I was like, oh yeah, I heard this 20 years ago. And I'm wrong to think that, but I just can't handle ska anymore when it's a new band. I'm like, I'm half fucking joking here, obviously.
Right.
But like, I really, really, really like the Interrupters. But the point I'm making is on this bill, like, and this is to your chagrin, give me Flogging Molly all fucking day, and give me Tiger Army. Like, have you ever seen Tiger Army?
I don't think I have. It's entirely possible I have and just don't remember, because there's a lot of fucking Warped Tours that I've been to. I've seen a lot of bands on them, Edge Fests and all that. Like, so, you know, there's a lot of bands that I've seen that I couldn't tell you who the hell they were.
Dude, I am an ardent defender of Tiger Army. You kind of know who they are.
I've heard of them, at least.
Yeah, they're a psychobilly, almost like horror pop type of band.
Okay.
They have a stand-up bass. The guy plays slap. At one point in their early days, their drummer was the same drummer from AFI. I think it was Adam Carson, I believe was his name. So, and I'm talking early AFI, like Answer That and Stay Fashionable, like before they got gothic and shit like that. But Tiger Army is awesome. They're kind of emo-y, but it's like if you smashed like the Misfits into like the Stray Cats, that's what you get with Tiger Army. And I love them. But
I could get down with that.
Yeah, but people have mixed reviews of them. People will be like, that's kind of like cringy. And I'm like, no, it's fucking not.
I definitely own multiple albums from both the Misfits and the Stray Cats on vinyl.
Right, exactly. And
so
like,
I can definitely get down with that.
And it's funny that they're playing on another bill with another Irish punk rock band, because the last time I saw Tiger Army, I wasn't even aware that they were still a band. They were actually promoting a new album. They were opening for Dropkick Murphys when I was living downstate, and me and Natalie went with Mike from On the Cinder and his wife Molly and a bunch of their friends from downstate, and it was fucking fantastic. And I'm sorry that you hate the Irish punk, buddy, but it's fantastic.
I'll deal with it. I'll deal with it. just to go see the fucking Interrupters again.
Oh man,
I love the Interrupters, man. I'll tell you what,
they are great. I was talking shit for no reason.
I'll tell you
I
what, man,
really like that first album.
Like before I went and saw the Bomb Pops open for Dropkick a couple of weeks ago, right? I'm in my fucking kitchen. And, you know, I've got the, you know, whole home setup thing with all the fucking, you know, wiretap devices, right? So I'm in my kitchen. I'm like, hey, wiretap, play the Bomb Pops. And it's like, okay, here's the Bomb Pops on YouTube Music. I'm a match. She's kerosene. Like, this is not the fucking Bomb Pops.
It's another semi-punk band with a lady singer, so obviously it's the same band. You're sexist freaking Google.
I love the Interrupters, but this is not the Bomb Pops.
That's funny.
It happened with another female-fronted band the other day, and I can't remember who it was, but I asked it. No, you know what I played? No, I played a different Interrupters song when I tried that the other day.
Oh, man.
I'm like, play the Bomb Pops. Here's the Bomb Pops. Like, what's your plan for tomorrow? Like, no, this is also the Interrupters. But the thing is, once you skip that first Interrupters song, it just plays straight up the Bomb Pops. Like, what the fuck? Why you got to do that to me?
Interrupters are on a bigger label. They're getting the precedence. It's that payola, buddy. It's payola in 2022.
I love the Interrupters, but when I ask for the fucking Bomb Pops, I want the Bomb Pops, not the fucking Interrupters. At least, like, give me Masked Intruder or something instead. You know, like, I fucking love Masked Intruder too. So,
well, they're great, man. The first time I had seen them. Actually, they opened for what's it called? Like live band punk rock karaoke at the upstairs at the old waiting room.
Right.
And I just wanted to go see punk rock karaoke, so I think On the Cinder played, and then Masked Intruder, and then it was punk rock karaoke, and it was a smaller venue than Masked Intruder usually plays now, because it was just a club, so there were probably like 200 people there. Still a lot of people, but you know, the guy they have the guy dressed up as the cop running around. Slamming people's drinks, doing blow. It's awesome. And they're on stage doing that shtick they do where they're fucking with people. Where like, this song's about going on a crime spree. It's called Crime Spree.
Which Brian fucking loved.
It's hilarious. No, it's that shit is my jam too, because it's
it's fucking great.
It's like the anti-joke. Like I don't like there's so much. It's not like thought, but like it takes some effort. And it really takes some gusto to go for that, because it's not a joke. Like, people could be like, wow, you're an idiot, or they don't like the shtick and they think you're sticky, basically. But they're really funny with it, and they're very entertaining. And the fact that they can do it before every song and it's still funny is a testament to how good it is.
We would be at band practice and Brian would fucking do that before we'd play a song.
Right. No, I mean it's so fucking funny, and they're so tight, and also like the fact that he does it in that accent and then goes into this like extremely high pitched, bordering on like Coheed and Cambria pop punk voice is fucking great, and they're so good. But
I'll tell you what, man. The first time I ever heard Coheed, I was dating this girl, and she's like, "Oh, here, you got to listen to this band," and she puts on Coheed. I'm like, why do I need them? I already have Rush.
That's pretty funny.
And I'll tell you what, like I do like some Coheed stuff. So like, there is something to be said for that band. But like the first time I ever heard it, it's like, why do I listen to this guy when I've got Geddy Lee at, it's like, Mom, can we get Geddy Lee? We've got Geddy Lee at home. But, whatever. I don't know. That's just me, I guess. But
nah, man, freaking, I'm with you. Like, I don't know. I get the comparison, I guess is what I'm saying. I love Coheed though, because they are kind of like prog punk, but they're I see the similarities to Rush, but they're distinct too.
Anytime I would hear them, for the longest time, that would be my first fucking thought, was like, fuck, I could just listen to Rush. But then like Welcome Home was in like Guitar Hero or Rock Band or one of those games, and it's like, holy shit, this song is fucking epic. Yeah. And then it was the theme song for WWE's NXT brand for a little while. Okay. Which was like, oh, cool, now I get to hear this song every fucking week.
You're hearing it all the time. It's getting drilled into,
so I dig that song. Yeah, I don't know, man. Like, there's a lot of bands I don't like. There's a lot of bands I do like. So, favorite Coheed song, Welcome Home. It was on the 9 soundtrack. I don't have the thing pulled up already. To just go straight to...
man.
Because it was behind the Interrupters thing.
Dude, that's... I shouldn't say deep cut, but, like, that's like a blast from the past. I haven't thought about 9 in years. And that is a pretty... it's a really good concept. There were parts of that movie that I thought didn't work well, but like conceptually, that's a great flick. Like very dark, kind of. Yeah, I love Rush, but my BF hates them. Irreconcilable differences, disappointed face. Yeah, I mean, well, that's a no-go. You need to be with somebody that likes Rush, like, or at least respects Rush. You don't need to like them, but Rush.
I tell you what, man. Like, I've had moving pictures on vinyl for like the longest time, right? And I was at the Dropkick Rancid show with like Karina's cousin and his buddy Death Weasel, who I have a great fucking story about. But we're standing there and we're just having three of us are having a conversation, and they're like, man, you don't even have a fucking record collection unless you have, oh fuck, what's the name of the goddamn album? I own it now. Like you don't even have a record collection unless you have this particular Rush album, and I'm like, I don't have that. And then I saw it, like then I saw it while I was fucking crate digging, and I'm like, I guess I'm buying it now. It's like, oh, okay, yeah, I see that. Now it's gonna bug me what the fuck album that is. But
yeah, you gotta, Now so that is actually a good discussion though. What is like from your perspective, and I'll do mine too. Like I'll start off with it. Like, what is your album that is like you don't have a record collection unless you have it? For me, I've got 2 of them, and the first one is Fleetwood Mac's Rumors.
Yes.
You just need a copy of that. Everybody needs a copy of that.
I had a copy of Fleetwood Mac Rumors before I even had a record player.
Yes, dude, exactly. And then my number 2, and this is, I guess this doesn't apply to everyone, but if you're into punk rock and you don't have this album, or if you're into any pop music of the last 30 years and you don't have this, you don't know what you're doing, is The Replacements' Tim.
We were talking about that last night, and I had mentioned I'm not familiar with it, but now you're telling me. Now I'm on Discogs as he's telling me about. You need to own this record.
Yeah, dude.
Just because I'm still trying to figure out what the fuck that Rush record was.
The Replacements, Tim, and I would say some people argue that
A Farewell to Kings was the Rush album. A Farewell to Kings.
Farewell to Kings. See, I don't have that, so I don't have a record collection.
So
I have a bunch of disposable vinyl at this point because I don't have that.
I think I think you don't have a record collection if you don't own Frampton Comes Alive. And that's not to say that Frampton Comes Alive is like a great fucking record to listen to, but like, it goes back to Wayne's World, where it's like, have I ever heard Frampton Comes Alive? They used to send this in the mail with samples of Tide, like So yeah, and which is like the reason I fucking own that album is because like, do you really have a record collection without this? It's the same reason I own Ted Nugent's Double Live Gonzo. I've never fucking listened to it. I never will fucking listen to it because fuck Ted Nugent. But like,
I've got that.
But like, do you have a record collection if you don't have Ted Nugent Double Live Gonzo?
That album's fucking great.
And
I'm not a fan of Nugent, but that album fucking rules.
It kind of, and that also goes back to Wayne's World because it's like, you guys were great. It's Double Live Gonzo, intensities, like
yeah, right.
And it's like shit. I gotta get all these fucking records they mentioned in Wayne's World. Like I have to. What do we got here? So Peter Gabriel's "So," where is it? Here it is. Sting, Nothing Like the Sun. I have "So" on digital. I don't have it on vinyl yet. Doesn't mean I won't get it, but I don't have it on vinyl. I just got a Phil Collins record a couple of weeks ago.
Phil fucking Collins.
I don't remember which one it was, but I got a Phil Collins record I've been trying to, what I really would like to get is like a greatest hits Phil Collins vinyl, but they never put out any of the greatest hits records on vinyl.
You gotta buy them all individually.
So you gotta buy all the fucking records, which like, when I'm sitting here one day and my brain just goes, do, looking out my back door. And I'm like, fuck, now I gotta buy a CCR record. And so I go on Discogs and I start looking at, I had like all of the fucking CCR records like lined up to go in my cart before I was like, oh shit, they have a greatest hits. And now I own two different CCR greatest hits albums, which I think have like the same songs on them. But one's like a really old one I got out of this $10 fucking collection I bought from Brian that's just in really shit condition. And I already had the newer one in like brand new. Like, but I had like just that happens to me every now and then. I'll get a song in my head like I need to fucking buy that on vinyl.
Yeah,
absolutely need to buy that on vinyl.
Yeah.
I think for every rocker, the album you definitely need, Black Sabbath Paranoid. I don't own any Black Sabbath, if you could believe that.
I actually don't think I do either. That's weird, because I had the CD growing up, but...
I'm pretty sure I have an Ozzy record.
So I got... my uncle, Scott, was getting rid of a bunch of his old discs, and he just gave me a milk crate full of stuff, and I listened to most of it. There's a couple I still haven't spun. And there might have been a Black Sabbath disc in there, but I don't think I have Paranoid. And that is correct. Like, that is a necessity. Apparently, I don't think I have it. I had it on CD when I was like 12.
Apparently, by the way, and this doesn't count the Working Class Stiffs record because I didn't find it on Discogs and didn't feel like making a fucking page for it on there. Mm-hmm. My collection is at 498. So almost 500 now.
Nice. Good for you, man.
Fucking Ozzy record? That's a good question. Let me see. I do. I have Blizzard of Oz.
I should index mine on there because I
also have
forget
a
I have
record.
Stuff.
You know what sucked was like I didn't start cataloging my shit till I was at like 85 records.
Right, so now, that's a long afternoon.
So now it was a long like 3 fucking days because I'm the kind of person who's like, no, I gotta have the right fucking version on here. So I'm sitting there looking at, trying to tilt it in the right light so you can see the fucking, all the text in the run out grooves so you can type it all in.
Right.
Some of the shit I didn't have sleeves for, like Meet the Beatles. I don't have a sleeve for. And like, there's a bunch that have the same fucking information in the run out groove and the difference is on the fucking sleeves. It's like, what fucking version do I have?
Never gonna know.
So that was a process. So now anytime I get vinyl, I try to add it to the collection right away if I can. And we're gonna get to some music right now. Oh, here's another band playing Friday. See, you see what I did? I put them in the middle of the show, and I put us last, so you get the recency bias.
Yeah, I love it.
So you
good planning.
So you can hear this and be like, no, I got to go see that band on Friday, but then you hear us later and you're like, no, I got to go see this band on Friday. So the Long Cold Dark, I love these guys. I love them to death. If you are into fucking heavy metal more than you're into punk, please, by all means, I will not be mad if you go to their show. If you're more into punk than heavy metal, I will be mad if you go to their show, but come to our show instead. But I fucking love the Long Cold Dark. I really do. I've gotten to hang out with Jason from The Long Cold Dark in many, many different cities at many different Metallica shows at this point. Because we went to Foxborough together, we met up in San Francisco, we met up in Vegas, and we'll probably meet up in Pittsburgh too, and Buffalo, of course. But The Long Cold Dark are performing this Friday. They're headlining this show at Mohawk Place with Diceros and Eyes of the Blind, all friends of mine. Love all those guys to death, and if I was not playing Friday night, that's where I'd be, but I'm playing, and I hope some of you will choose us over them. But this is The Long Cold Dark, and this song is called Tunnel Vision on all WNY Think So Joe Show. The Long Cold Dark on old WNY Think So Joe show. Again, catch them. I didn't tell you where to catch them. That is at Mohawk Place with Diceros and Eyes of the Blind, 7 p.m., $10 to get into that show, 18 and up. If you're under 18, you could get in with your guardian.
Fuck yeah, go see some rock and roll.
Hell yeah, go to a show this weekend. Doesn't have to be ours. I'd like it to be ours, but it doesn't have to be ours.
Just go do something. Stop playing Elden Ring. Go do something this weekend.
Advice for yourself there?
That's advice for everybody. Sold like 13 million copies or something. There's lots of people that need to go to a show this weekend.
Apparently, this our shit disconnected from YouTube here, so we're gonna have to put up restream bot stuff. So our little chat bot thing. Recyclable vinyl, not disposable. You can always sell vinyl to a pressing plant. That is good to know. I have a shit ton of fucking vinyl. Between a collection I bought that I picked through and got what I wanted, and like let my landlady pick through, get what she wanted. She's also got a shit ton of vinyl down there that's been just destroyed, like waterlogged. So like, so that might be something for me to research for sure.
Yeah.
And Tim's gonna set up the Discogs page for the Working Class Discs album very soon, so that I can do what I got to do there and
Nice.
Catalog that shit.
I'll need to pick that up.
In the meantime, during the song break, I bought the Replacements Tim on vinyl.
Let's fucking go, buddy.
Mint copy.
Dude, I mean,
I'm like, okay, cool.
I mean, it's just classic, dude. Like every band that we like from the 90s and early 2000s, and then all of the bands that they inspired, all listen to the fucking Replacements. And that's not why it's good. I'm just trying to say that is like the legacy that album has. Like the diverse influences, fucking songwriting, and just, I don't know. It's the transition from the like extreme punk to more like pop, but like classic songwriting. I don't know. They're the fucking best. The Replacements are the shit. Like Replacements are like top 3 band for me. They fucking rule.
Let's see if we can get this back up and running here the way it's supposed to be with the on-screen chat stuff. So
one other thing happened in the break. Well,
yeah,
apparently two other things.
Go ahead.
Von Miller to the Buffalo Bills. Von Miller to the Bills. Let's fucking go. I don't want to hear any of this shit about how he's old. Oh, he can't do it. Fuck that. That guy just won a Super Bowl with the Rams, and now he's coming to Buffalo because he wants to win another one, if not 4 straight. Let's fucking go. I cannot fucking wait.
Do you really want the Bills to go to 4 straight Super Bowls again?
I want it to be, yes, I want it to be completely symmetrical, or not symmetrical. I'd be fine with symmetrical, actually. That would be far enough down the line. I'd probably be dead at that point. So what you want is they lost 4 in a row. Now they go to 4 in a row and they win 4 in a row. And then I die before they go to 4 in a row and lose them all. And I'm fine with that. Like, as long as I get to live in the good era where they win 4 straight. I mean, it's going to happen with our boy, Buffalo's son, Josh Allen. He's going to take us to the promised land. I cannot fucking wait. And I'm just, man, fucking Von Miller to the fucking Bills. Wow, and tight end O.J. Howard on a 1-year deal. Let's fucking go. This team is out for blood, dude. I cannot wait. Bring on football season. Can I just skip to September, please? Please.
I mean, you still got the rest of hockey season. You got the Stanley Cup playoffs. I don't care if Buffalo's in it or not. I'm not skipping the Stanley Cup playoffs, dude.
I don't give a shit. I
will sit here. No, I will literally sit. I got 4 screens in front of me. I will literally sit here with a game on each fucking one, and watch playoff hockey all fucking night. Like,
I mean,
I'm for it.
I enjoy that. We used to go to Fat Bob's during the playoffs and watch every game and drink super cheap beer, and it was great. But I am at a point, and I shouldn't say this shit because I'm about to immediately contradict it. Up until about a week ago, I was so dejected on the Sabres that I didn't even want to think about hockey. I was like, I just don't care. Like, I am a fan of the sport, but it hurts a little too much right now, and there's much better shit I could be doing with my time, like playing Elden Ring. But after the last couple Sabres games, I am now reinvested in the Buffalo Sabres, and I am excited to see where this team goes, and by extension, my interest in the remainder of the hockey season and the playoffs is creeping back up, even though I know the Sabres will not be a part of the playoffs.
I still say we need to go to RJ night on April 1st.
April,
You know what sucks, man, is because like fan appreciation. We were talking about how we both love fan appreciation night, right? Fan appreciation night is going to be RJ's last game.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So
you
but,
wanna...
but if I'm not mistaken, I believe they've got it set up now where you can get an app on your phone, listen to the commentary in real time while you're at the game.
So I don't know about while you're at the game because the app I use is on a tape delay. Maybe the Sabres have one that you can use when you're in the arena.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I saw something like that maybe like a month or two ago.
Oh, really? Okay.
So yeah, that would
I mean,
be...
they should just put it on the... I know you can't interfere with... It would be like interfering with the game and unfair for the other team, but like...
Sure.
Just put it over the loudspeaker, man. Just put it in the arena. That's what people want to hear that game. Not the last game before our team is disbanded largely and retains 7 core pieces. And most of the people that leave never play in the NHL again.
Well, I'll tell you what, man. Over the last week, we've beaten Jack Eichel and the Vegas Golden Knights.
Yeah, that was
which,
great.
Who hasn't?
Yeah, well, I mean, fair enough, but it means a lot when the Sabres do it.
And we destroyed the Toronto Maple Leafs again.
Mm-hmm. Yes, that was a lot of fun.
On a much grander stage this time too, and got rid of Austin Matthews for 2 games.
Yeah.
We were talking about that a little bit last night, and how dangerous that cross check was.
Yeah, well, it was so tough.
The intent or not, my opinion was the intent wasn't there, and to hit him in the neck as he did, and with Matthews having just a squeaky clean record, I'm super surprised. I would imagine any other fucking game, if that happened, that wasn't a suspension. They did that, like, that was the NHL, like, well, people saw that.
I mean, that is a good point because they've been very inconsistent in enforcing those calls. I forget. I'm just terrible at relaying information because I'm always like, I forget who it was, but somebody who did something simple. There was like basically the exact same play like 4 months ago, and they gave him a fine, not a suspension. But I do agree with you that like Matthews is not that type of player. I don't, as much as I don't like him, I don't think he's
that's just it. Far be it for me to defend a Toronto Maple Leaf,
but I don't think he's a dirty player.
Yeah.
I don't think that is his MO, but I do think in that situation, and again, like I don't want to throw anyone under the bus here. Like basically, what I think happened is he brought a gun to a knife fight or a gun to a fist fight because. Yeah, Dahlin committed like 2 or 3 penalties against him in that sequence that the refs did not call and just let him go. But then, out of frustration, Matthews goes up high and he missed the shoulder and hit the neck. And the thing with that is like, whether or not you're aiming to hit the neck, you can't go up high like that because if you hit the neck, you can kill somebody. Like, if you... We were talking about this. Obviously, we're not fucking hockey players. We're from Buffalo. We eat chicken wings in McDonald's. We're in terrible fucking shape. If you were to do that to me, I would be dead right now.
Yeah.
You would snap my neck in half, and I would be dead. So the point is, if you caught Dahlin where he was making an awkward movement, you could have fucking killed him. So you got to suspend him because you can't go high like that.
Okay, fair.
Even if you're aiming for the shoulder and you missed, the risk is too great. It's the same reason. Even if you're driving drunk and you don't hit somebody, they still arrest you because you could kill somebody.
Yes.
You know?
We were talking about this last night. We were talking about this exact thing. Enforcers in the NHL. And we were talking about, because there's a great book out there. It is called Major Misconduct. And I can't think of the name of the author off the top of my head, and I apologize. But I've read this book. I've read this book. And we'll wait for the camera to stop. So you just
sorry about
you just
that.
hip check the fucking table. It's all good.
I'm an enforcer. What can I say?
Yeah, right. We were talking about this. There's this great book out there. It's called Major Misconduct, and it is about fighting in hockey. It is about that exact thing. Enforcers, specifically, like players who, probably would not have been in the National Hockey League had they not been big dudes that could throw punches and fight and defend the team when something like what happened to Rasmus Dahlin happened.
Right.
And of course, there was the big hit from Dylan Cousins after that. So
Yeah, that was
which was
That
enough
was
for me.
great.
It was enough for me because if you remember when fucking Ryan Miller got bowled over by what's his name, the piece of shit, Milan Lucic, right? And nobody did shit about it except for Miller calling him a piece of shit in a post-game interview. But this book is about fighting in hockey and the long-term effects of being that player. And it was inspired by former Sabre Steve Montador, who passed away, suicide, because of how fucked up his brain was. They discovered after the fact, that he had CTE, and it's from fighting in hockey. So you get and this is coming from a guy who literally sat and watched 3 hours of fucking Rob Ray fights back in the day. I don't know that I want to see fighting at that level, that we've previously had it. Like, I get tempers flare and people need to, blow off steam, and I appreciate that it's still just a 5-minute major for each player instead of, you're out of the fucking game, go home, get out of here, you're suspended. Like, I appreciate that, but at the same time, I kind of cringe a little bit when I see a hockey fight these days after reading that book, because it is about, like, the damage that these players take and the lives, that they lead after taking this damage.
No, I mean, I can't argue with you on that because it's pretty much been shown that, any repeated blow to the head is going to fuck you up irreparably forever. Not gonna, fine, I got to speak more specifically. I got to be careful with that. It's not gonna, but it's likely.
It's
highly likely to,
yes.
And you don't want to sit there rooting for that for your own entertainment. But, like, at the same time, I do understand the argument. I don't know if I agree with it, but I do understand the argument of, if you bring the enforcers back, then what you're dealing with is CTE, as opposed to, like, if that play or if that cross check that Matthews made happened every single night, somebody would die once a season. So, is it is it a staggering your priorities type of thing where you try to remove a motherfucker getting killed and you allow a motherfucker to have CTE, or do we all just say, hey man, like, how about we have reffing that prevents that cross check from even happening? That's probably where I would sit on it.
If we're being honest, that should have been a major. He only got 2 for that. It should have been a major.
Yeah.
Let's be honest about that. Like, I'm not gonna sit here like I given his track record. I would have been okay had he not been suspended, but I really absolutely do think that should have been 5 minutes. I don't mind seeing a good fight when I'm at a game.
Yeah, dude.
But at the same time, it's like, oh man, like, I hope these guys are okay.
Oh, dude, that animal, like, instinct in your brain just kicks in, and you're like, yeah, fucking kill him. Like, and you say shit like, kill him. You don't mean literally kill him, but you say it out of excitement, and you're like, a little piece of you is like, yeah, fuck him up, man.
I mean, like, when
that's what I want to see. It's awesome.
When I was younger, it's like, oh yeah, good, that guy's hurt, and he's out of the fucking. I don't want to see anybody get hurt, man.
Yo,
Nobody.
that shit.
I don't give a shit who it is.
That shit is.
I will fucking jokingly say shit like, oh man, I hope somebody hits Sidney Crosby tonight, preferably the Zamboni driver, but I don't fucking mean it.
Right.
I don't want to see the dude actually get hurt. He's trying to make a living. You know what I mean?
Well, exactly. That's just fucking it. And anybody that's cheering for somebody that gets hurt, it's so fucking limp.
Yeah.
And you're a piece of shit.
Absolutely.
Like,
I absolutely never want to see anybody get hurt.
I remember it happened in the, oh God, man. See, this is me again. I don't have fucking specifics on anything. It was the Toronto Raptors when they won the NBA championship. And I was like, cool, I want to fucking watch the Toronto game. And I think they were playing the Warriors, and one of their players got really severely fucked up and got hurt and was being, like, escorted off the court, and everyone's fucking cheering. And the Raptors players are going, no.
Right.
And it's like, I get it. Like, you want Canada, it's Canada's only team because the Grizzlies moved to Memphis. And you want your country to win the championship for the first time ever in the NBA, and only, like, the third time ever because the Expos never won shit. Well, hockey, fuck that. But the major American sports, you want them to win. But, like, you can't cheer for a motherfucker that tears his ACL and he's getting hauled off. Like, that's really shitty.
I mean, like, my kid used to cheerlead, so I would go to I would take her to the games and shit. And they had that instilled. If a player is fucking hurt, everybody takes a fucking knee.
Yeah.
And waits until this guy, this player is, either okay or taken off, and the cheerleaders start, give that player a hand, fucking, cheer for him when he's okay. Don't fucking cheer because somebody gets hurt. That's fucking stupid.
Well,
man.
right, exactly. And it's like,
hey, when I was younger, I was stupid like that. You know what I mean? Like, oh yeah, fuck that guy. I'm glad he got. No, I don't want to see anybody get hurt.
Well, we all are. Like, yeah. I mean, I'm not. I mean, I you don't want to admit it, but I've had moments in Bills games where someone's gotten hurt, and I've been like, I don't want that guy to be hurt, but I know that's good for us. And
right.
It's you wrestle with that thought that you have. You try to prevent the thought from even coming into your head, but once it does, you be mature enough to be like, hey, you know what I'm not going to do? Be a jackass to this person. Yeah. And it's like that. You do fucking clap when someone gets up.
I'm told to check out the film Ice Guardians about the Enforcers. I don't think I've seen it.
Yeah, no idea.
I've seen Goon.
I was gonna say I've seen Goon. I've seen Goon. American Pie on Ice. No,
yeah, basically.
Goon is fucking great. I have not seen Ice Guardians. Maybe I'll check it out.
I am pretty sure I was still with my ex-wife when I saw Goon, and my ex-wife was the kind of person who, if I was watching a movie that had any kind of nudity in it, I'd be getting an earful about it. Whether I didn't fucking make this movie. I've never seen this movie before. I didn't know that this was what I was gonna get in this movie, and you're fucking yelling at me for watching this movie that is about something that I fucking love. Like when I saw The Wrestler with Mickey Rourke, right? Mm. And there's Marissa Tomei plays a stripper in the movie, and she's naked in the movie, and I'm getting fucking yelled at because I'm watching this fucking movie. I'm like, I didn't know this was gonna fucking happen. I've never seen this Oscar-nominated movie before.
Right.
It's about professional fucking wrestling, which I fucking love. How are you gonna get mad at me for I didn't know she was naked in the fucking movie? I'm not watching it for this fucking scene.
You're burying the lead there, who gives a fuck if there's nudity in a movie?
My ex-wife did.
She's fucking full of shit. That's absolute dog shit, man. No, come on. What the fuck? Dude, I don't know. I don't even think that idea is worth breaking down, but nudity is art, and art occasionally uses nudity, and in some ways nudity is also art. And it's not, I don't even know how to break that down because it's so fucking asinine. If it is conducive to telling the story, and that is the character that you're attempting to portray, you can't be mad at that and be like, you're looking at porn. It's just a bad faith misrepresentation of your intentions with your viewing in order to shit on you. It's basically abusive.
It basically was. I was dealing with this all the fucking time because I was watching Man on the Moon, right, with fucking Jim Carrey, which he's portraying Andy Kaufman, and Andy Kaufman, of course, is of comedy legend. Absolutely, but also a legendary figure in the world of professional wrestling, and that is portrayed in that film. There is a scene in the film where Jim Carrey as Andy Kaufman is in bed with two naked women that I'd seen the movie before, but I'd forgotten all about that, and I'm getting yelled at for that. This is why you're watching this, but no, I'm watching this fucking movie because it's a good fucking movie about Andy fucking Kaufman.
It's just an abusive load of absolute dog shit.
There you go. Mark would go straight for Marissa Tomei.
Who wouldn't? She's awesome, man.
Oh yeah, man.
Fucking My Cousin Vinny. Oh my goodness.
Yeah. I saw that was a Joe Knows Jack movie, and now I fucking own it on Blu-ray. My mom saw it after I saw it.
It's a great flick.
My mom had never seen it, and she finally watched it. And I was like, oh yeah, this
It's a great fucking flick. When I was in law school, that was actually brought up very frequently by my professors, and it is kind of a known thing as well that movie is actually one of the best representations of how the legal process actually proceeds.
I'm gonna bring up a YouTube channel that I've mentioned on the show to you before, Legal Eagle.
Yeah.
He's actually done a video about how accurate the portrayal of the courtroom scenes in that movie actually are.
Yeah. So and one of the most important things in that, and it's not subtle, but it's just a small little throwaway line, but it just shows how much they fucking understand the way it operates is when he goes hunting or fishing with the prosecutor. And he's like, yeah, he gave me all his files. And Marissa Tomei's like, oh, what do you think? It's just like a professional courtesy or something? And he's like, yeah, he must have just liked me. And she's like, I read the Federal Rules of Civil Procedure. It's called disclosure, you fucking moron. He has to give you his files. And it's like, yes, like anytime you're watching any sort of legal drama where they're like, we have a surprise witness, full of shit. Case would be thrown out, you would start over. Everybody has all the information at the start before you even get done with your initial pleadings. And it's like, my cousin Vinny's very good about demonstrating what would happen. If you show up, you're probably going to get held in contempt if you act like a dickhead, but everything else is just, it's standard procedure. Like, I don't know. Great fucking flick, point being. I love it.
Absolutely. I had never seen it before, you know, it was Joe Knows Jack on the show, and I was like, okay, I'll watch it. And then I saw it, I'm like, man, this is actually really fucking good.
It's great. Fucking great. And,
there you go, dead on, balls accurate. Yeah,
hey,
I mean, the you know, Legal Eagle video about it was just like, and you know, the dude knows it. Like, he was talking about the last, like, he did a video about the last episode of Seinfeld and how full of shit that is.
Oh my God, yeah. Which is, it's actually funny because like Seinfeld is generally known for its writing being like, I shouldn't say realistic, but like they try to be somewhat realistic to make it relatable. Like that's what their whole thing with the like their insistence on having product placement was, because like it's funnier when it's something specific, you know, and like to that end, they usually tried to write relatable farcical situations, but you know, still somewhat realistic. And you're 100% right. Like that entire case would never go down like that. And honestly, like there's no culpability on their behalf either. Like you are not required to go over and interrupt somebody carjacking somebody with a fucking gun. You know, like,
right.
It's a load of shit, but it was a wonderful device for bringing back every character.
It was,
and having them testify against the New York Four. Like you got Babu Bhatt, like he's a bad man. He's a very bad man. Like fucking great. I don't know.
Just end the fucking movie, end the fucking series in a jail cell. You know how they're talking about the buttons on the and the opening line of the show.
Right, yeah, the button is the opening line of the first episode, which is also like, what a deep cut to go back to that, because the first season of Seinfeld sucks. It is so bad. Like it's like 6 episodes, maybe 7 episodes long. It doesn't even hit its stride until like episode 4 of the second season. The first season is dog shit, but they went back and referenced it, and I kind of love that.
I think that's why a lot of people want The Simpsons to end at the fucking Christmas, Christmas pageant that Bart's in, and Simpsons roasting on an open fire, and like, you know, like the producers of the show have like mentioned interest in doing something like that, which would make sense because the whole show is in a fucking time loop. So like.
Right, exactly. Make it, yeah. And Futurama originally ended in a time loop, so why not just continue the tradition of Matt Groening shows ending in time loops?
Yeah. Yeah, I'd be okay with that. I'd be okay with The Simpsons ending any time now. By the way.
I would have been fine with them ending 10 years ago. I think we've had this discussion, but
that's just it, man. Like there's some episodes, you know, that I really like that are later episodes, but like there's also, I mean, did we really need an episode about Moe's bar rag?
I didn't even see that shit, man. I just did not even see that shit. I stopped paying attention.
I guess Joe Rogan is on the next episode.
Okay.
Like, okay, sure.
Well, what are they going to do?
Fishing for guest stars. So the headline I read, I didn't read the article, because I'm like so far behind on this season, I need to catch up. But like the article, the headline was like, oh, Homer gets canceled and Ghost seeks help from Joe Rogan. So
they're going to, okay. You know what? All right, listen, I haven't seen this shit. This is all speculation, but like I could see that being great. And I could see Rogan going on and playing a caricature of himself, which it's not hard to do. And having Homer get bad advice and falling in with a misunderstanding of something, and having it be, I mean, and you know, fine, you can have the argument that you don't want Joe Rogan to be humanized in any way, which I understand, but like humanized. He is a human. What the fuck? Like, yeah,
That's why I don't have a fucking Spotify account anymore. So.
Well, exactly. And I'm see, we've had this discussion too, and we got to break for music in a second. So it's a bad time for me to be bringing this up. You know what? Let's talk about this after music.
Let's do it. So Saturday, somebody come hang out with me at this show, please. This is the Working Class Stiffs are having their vinyl release party Saturday upstairs at Mr. Goodbar, provided that we leave the venue standing on Friday night. Along with the Abrupters, the What Nows, and Cardboard Homestead. And that show is at 8 p.m. It's $10 admission and 21 and up to get in. And that's going to be a killer show, man. This is Working Class Stiffs, and this song is called What's Going On all WNY, the Think So Joe Show. Working Class Stiffs on all WNY Think So Joe Show. That song called What's Going On.
Just fucking great. Sorry, go ahead.
You can get that on Rich Man's Country, which is available on vinyl through Ningwood Records.
Yeah. They're just so fucking good, dude. Like, I don't know. Every tune has its own thing going on, but it all just fits together. I don't know. They fucking rock, and they're so good live. So
I gotta say this: their logo with the fucking cutout fucking letters and shit. I designed that, and I still don't have that fucking T-shirt.
What are you doing, Joe? Call in some favors, man.
I've been calling in some favors. I'm waiting for Joe Scrivano to
just send him a fucking Fruit of the Loom and be like, hey man, spray paint. Come on, let's go.
Maybe I'll get one Saturday finally. I thought maybe they sent me one and I forgot about it, but I actually put laundry away the other day and I didn't find it. So I was like, all right, no, I really didn't get this shirt. So
Yeah, man. Fucking go to that show Saturday. That fucking rules. I was saying to you on the break, I'm like, fuck, I can't make that because me and Natalie are going to see Patton Oswalt, who I've never seen and I cannot wait to go see. But if you're not doing that shit, holy fuck, go see Working Class Stiffs because they fucking rock.
And you got the Abrupters on this show too.
Oh yeah, dude.
For sure. Cardboard Homestead
What a hell
too.
of a fucking lineup.
I
lineup.
have T-shirts from Cardboard Homestead and the Abrupters. I don't have the word. I didn't design their logos.
So I gotta jump back to that
Yeah,
shit,
go ahead.
the shit we were talking about right before we went to the music break. Main thing that I'm still thinking about this, because like I don't really care either way if Joe Rogan's on The Simpsons, but I said something really stupid, which is like oh, I don't care if they're trying to like humanize Joe Rogan or whatever. Like that's a really fucking stupid thing to say, because like that motherfucker's a dude and I disagree with the vast majority of his politics, and at the point where he's now like a purveyor of conspiracy theories to people that I disagree with, that is probably a more astute way of saying that. I have had a beer here and I was fucking just racing for words to get in under the limit, but like can't fucking say that you're trying to humanize a dude that is a motherfucking dude. Like that's
Right.
a really stupid and shitty thing to say. So
it wasn't the word you were looking for.
exactly. That's really, really, really fucking stupid. And I don't know. I feel like an idiot for saying that.
I mean, like, I don't know what the word is that you were looking for. There's probably a word you were looking for, but that was not the word.
Yeah,
but I got what you meant.
I think I was going for like glamorize.
Yes,
and I was
that's
trying
probably a
to
better
stick
word.
it into a context that it didn't fit in, and I landed on a word that like fucking you can't humanize a person. That's a fucking person.
Now, I want to say you had mentioned you could have done without like the last 10 years of The Simpsons. I will give you the most recent episode that I can think of off the top of my head that I would recommend watching. And it aired December 13th, 2015 as part of the 27th season. It is called Barthood. It's the 9th episode of the 27th season of the animated television series The Simpsons, and 583rd episode of the series overall. Aired on Fox December 13th, 2015, and the episode parodies the 2014 film Boyhood. And before I had seen the episode, because I always tend to like not watch them live, I end up catching them like on Hulu or whatever the next day, which I haven't been doing, and I need to catch up, but that's besides the point. I saw somebody on Twitter say, you know, if you were going to end this series, that would have been the episode. And I could not agree more. It is a fantastic episode. I think, if you haven't seen it, get on Disney Plus, check it out. Season 27, episode's called Barthood. I definitely recommend it.
All right, we'll see. After practice later tonight, maybe I'll go check it out. We'll see.
There is a later episode than that. It's called The Town. The episode itself is like not fucking memorable at all, but there is a brief cameo, non-speaking, just them there, of the Mighty Mighty Boss Tones.
Really?
Yes.
That's cool.
The episode takes place, it's based on the film The Town.
That Ben Affleck flick.
The Ben Affleck flick. And the Simpsons go to Boston because Homer really fucking hates the team that is basically the analog of the New England Patriots. And Bart,
I've seen that episode. Yeah. Okay.
So they go to Boston, and Bart, Homer's like, "Oh, this is a great city. We should move here." And then they're having a parade, and Bart's like, "Well, if you're gonna move here, Dad, you got to root for the team. Put on the hat." And Homer, like, I'm going to put on the hat. He just rips the hat apart, and just everybody stops, and everybody's shocked. And there's just one, brief glimpse of, like, the Mighty Mighty Boss Tones all standing there, like, jaws agape. There you go. The appearance of the Ramones on The Simpsons singing Happy Birthday to Mr. Burns.
Oh, have the Rolling Stones killed.
But sir, those are
do as I say.
Yeah, for sure.
Fucking great, man.
Yeah.
No, I mean The Simpsons has so many amazing moments, and like I think the thing is like I don't know. I don't want to say it's like nostalgia or anything, because like all of the new season episodes that I've watched have been good, but it's like I expect it to impact me the same way it did when I was a kid and I was watching it, and I was like that combination of feeling like I was kind of watching something that I kind of wasn't supposed to, and also it was like groundbreaking and I'd never seen it before.
I think that's the thing. I think if you're going into these newer episodes like hoping that it's going to be in the same vein as it was 30 years ago,
right?
You're gonna be disappointed no matter what. Like even me telling you, hey, go watch Bart Hood. If you're going into that like, oh, this is gonna be classic Simpsons, no, it's not. It's absolutely as advertised a fucking parody of Boyhood. I've never seen Boyhood. I assume it's pretty straight up because they're pretty good at that.
Right.
But like, yeah, if you're going into these episodes like, oh no, and you're gonna compare it to seasons like 4 through 12, you're not gonna like them. You have to watch The Simpsons one episode at a time. You can't sit there and be like, oh, this is season 19, that 90s show. You can't go into that episode like, oh, this is gonna be in the same fucking canon of season, the way we were, where they established this backstory of Homer and Marge graduating in the 1970s. This episode it aired in 2000 and something, and in season 19 of The Simpsons, so you're talking 2007, 2008-ish, and it retcons The Simpsons to Marge and Homer graduated in the 90s. And Marge goes to college and Homer starts a grunge band. Mm-hmm. And you can't go into this episode like, okay, this is going to be part of the established story of Homer and Marge graduated in the 1970s, despite the fact that they are 30-something and it's 2009. Mm-hmm. Which is what a lot of people hate about that episode. Me, personally, it's one of my favorite fucking episodes. I will sit here and quote along with it anytime I fucking watch it. I fall asleep watching The Simpsons every night. I actually slept through that block of episodes in season 19 that I always recommend to everybody. Woke up, went back into the episode list and watched them. Particularly that one, because I love that episode. It's not by any means classic Simpsons. But if you go into that episode as a fan of 90s culture, and particularly the grunge movement, like that is an episode that is a must watch if you can get around the fact that it puts Homer and Marge as graduating in the 90s and not the 70s, which a lot of people had trouble with. I get it, but you can't, the producers call it fluid continuity. And it's because the characters don't age, but the times do.
All right.
Do you want to, do you want The Simpsons to, not know what the internet is, not know what a smartphone is, never have heard of an MP3, don't, the Avengers is still that shitty 70s movie, like.
The Simpsons debuted before the Super Nintendo.
Right, exactly. You can't, they still have to evolve with the times. So you can't just have Homer and Marge graduated in 1976 or 77 or whatever it was, right? You can't do so they now, they do episodes now where there was a recent episode where Homer was a child in the 90s going to a basically a Chuck E. Cheese.
Yeah, Chuck E. Cheese used to fucking rock.
Yeah, Homer was basically going to the equivalent of a Chuck E. Cheese in the 90s in an episode when he was a child. And so do you get mad about that, or do you just watch the episode for what it is? And you watch the episode for what it was. And it wasn't, anything to write home about. It was a very recent, last couple of years episode. But people don't like to give these newer episodes a chance. And it's like that in a lot of different media, you know what I mean? Like, people are like, no, the good seasons were 4 to 12, and I'm not going to watch anything after season 12 sucks. Just like, anything after Injustice for All sucks.
That's true. No, man, I get what you're saying, though. It's like, I I like basically everybody trying new things, branching out, adapting their style of what they're doing to, you know, modern times and stuff, as long as you're still being like honest to yourself. And like I've always, I've also, we were talking about that in the band thread the other day, that like I am not a Metallica fan. I know you guys love them to death.
I do. I don't know about the rest of the guys. But
Yeah, and it's not like I dislike them. I'm just saying it's like that's not a band that I put on. Like when I'm at home alone and I want to listen to music, I'm listening to like NoFX, Lagwagon, a lot of Blink-182 lately, and then like Pears and as of late Turnstile, shit like that, or like the Replacements, or lately Jawbreaker. Fucking great. But
today I was I'm not constantly listening to Metallica either. My
I know.
Like today,
I know.
Today's selections were the Platters and Duran Duran. So
right. But like what I guess what I'm saying is like that's a band that they've never really clicked to me as like a band that like, I'm not saying it doesn't speak to me, because musically I'm impressed by what they do. But on a like musical level, if I hear, so wait a minute. Yeah, I'm a tepid Metallica fan. Okay, so we might line up on that, Katie. Like, I am impressed by what they do, and I cannot wait to go see them. But I've also never, like, listened to them and had a song hit me the way, like, May 16th hits me. And I'm like, oh my God. Like, Lagwagon writes shit that pierces my soul, you know? But the thing I liked that I was saying in the band thread, like a week or so ago or whatever, was that what I liked the most about like Saint Anger was that Metallica just showed up and they just antagonized their fan base. Like, not all of it was intentional, but they absolutely were like, we're going to do something different. Nobody's going to expect it. And we're just doing it because we fucking like it. And I cannot help but give props to that, because I love when bands do that. Nobody is fucking owed anything by the bands that they like. I like when bands antagonize their audiences, and I really liked that they went all in on something different. That was fucking cool.
I've always maintained you cut those first two songs off, and we got an okay album. And they, you know, they played fucking Frantic night one of the 40th anniversary shows, and Mike Marlinski was here the other day, and he's playing at Stamps on Friday night if you want like really fucking heavy shit. Instead of like, you know, our brand of punk rock along with Knudten and Idiots of Idealism. But he's over here the other day and we're just having this, you know, because he was grabbing, I offered up some bottles that were in my basement. And he was like, I'll take them, dude. Like, there's a guy down the street from me, he'll take them. Like, okay, cool. So we fucking, you know, we got to talking about it, and he mentioned Saint Anger, and he's like, I love that when you were in San Francisco, you posted, okay, Brian, I will enjoy this song just this once, just for you, when they played Frantic. And I'm like, yup. That's exactly what it was. Like, it was Brian's favorite Metallica album for that fucking reason, that it was like, you know, the concept was there. This is what it sounds like when a band goes into a garage to play for the first time, but that band is Metallica. That was the concept. I get it, and I absolutely understand why Brian loved it. It is my second least favorite Metallica album, but you know, but I still maintain you chop off Frantic and Saint Anger, and you got a halfway decent, you know, they played Dirty Window the next night, the second night, which was like, wow, that's a song I wasn't expecting. I was really expecting them to just play Saint Anger because they played Frantic the first night. But
perhaps even they have seen the memes.
And well, dude, if you watch any, like, they play Saint Anger at shows now, which is weird.
Did they bring out that snare?
No, I mean, but they play Saint Anger at shows now, which is weird, because when I saw them on the Saint Anger tour, they literally only played Saint Anger off that album. They played like the opening riff from Some Kind of Monster, but they did not play any other songs off that album other than Saint Anger. Now, they've started to bring back both Saint Anger and Frantic, which, come on, really? Those are the two songs you're bringing back. Please start playing the unnamed...
Those are the two everyone remembers because they turned the album off after those two.
Please start playing the Unnamed Feeling if you're going to play Saint Anger songs. Or maybe
What track is that,
maybe
like
Purify.
9 or
It is
something?
definitely later in the album.
Yeah, no one got
Purify,
that far.
All Within My Hands, just something. Like give me one of those three songs any fucking day over those two. Dirty Window I'll take too. But fucking... but if you go watch any of their like recent uploads of recent shows where they've played Saint Anger, James comes out and he's like, all right, we're going to play a song off your favorite album now.
See, yeah, okay, see, that's funny. Like, and that's like tongue-in-cheek fun, like fucking with the audience a little bit. And I mean, yeah, like when they dropped that album, it was a big fuck you, but like they're tongue-in-cheek about it now. I like that. Sign me up. Like, I was a fan of Machine Head's new metal swerve.
Yeah, they definitely they know people don't fucking like Saint Anger. And they knew on that fucking tour that people, you know, because they literally in Buffalo played one fucking song off of it. But I mean, if you ask people, you know, and I don't mean the Metallica hasn't had a good album since And Justice for All. Don't ask those people. Fuck those people.
I just say that because it pisses you off. It's really funny.
It doesn't piss me. I mean, like, but you know,
no, it stings a little bit inside.
I've heard it so many times, and it's just like you don't know what you're missing. You like, and it's,
I know,
it's always invariably. It's always invariably those fucking old metalheads who are like, no, this isn't what I fucking like. I like heavy metal. I need the guy screaming so I can't understand what he's saying. Those fucking guys. You know what I mean? They're always the ones that, they haven't had a good album since 1988. Like, fine, whatever. Don't listen to the newer shit. Yeah, Load and Reload are not your scene. I fucking get it. All right. Reload is not my scene. That is the one I put below Saint Anger. But like, you know, for
what have you listened to since 1988? That's like the question. It's like if you didn't like Metallica since then, what did you like transition into? Like,
Hardwired comes out, right? And you got all these fucking old metalheads. Oh, I'm not gonna fucking listen to that. Nick Lucido, and to be fair, the album he's comparing this to came out in 1991, so he's like, this is the album that should have come out after the fucking Black Album when Hardwired came out. And I'm like, I can't argue with that. I can see that. But like, you can't, you know, like you gotta give some of these albums, you know, like the evolution of the band, where, you know, they can still appease that old fan base. And if you go to a Metallica show, most of the fucking songs are from 1991 or earlier. But like,
yeah, they know it too.
But, you know, like, but I mean, the last show they played 2 songs off of Reload before they even played anything off of Master of Puppets, which surprised the fuck out of me. I'm like, what? They already played Memory Remains. They're playing Fuel. They haven't played anything off of Puppets. It's an hour into the show. Like, that's amazing. And then they didn't play anything off of Load, which was a much better album than Reload, but that's besides the point.
They should come out and just play Saint Anger 15 straight times and then take a shit on the stage.
Yeah, but the point I was trying to make is, like, if you ask like Metallica fans who are still Metallica fans, who like didn't say, oh no, fuck this band after like Load and Reload came out and they cut their hair and they sold out. Like, if you talk to somebody like
the world's greatest selling metal band could possibly sell out. Like, they've been sold out since their second album.
Like there was the Behind the Music. I always refer to this Behind the Music, where they asked Jason Newsted, and Jason Newsted's like, did we sell out? Yeah, we sold out every show we play. But I mean, like, if you ask like somebody who's, you know, a full-blown Metallica fan and like, right, you know, up there on the level with me, not maybe necessarily with the tattoos and all that, but like, you know, name an underrated Metallica song, I tell you the Unnamed Feeling is going to come out of most of those mouths off of fucking Saint Anger, because that is a killer fucking song. The video is fucking cool. The other song I would put up there would be The Outlaw Torn off of Load, which is a great song. And you know, but it's been, you know, they've played that one. They play it a lot. They play it, like, they've done it on both of the fucking Symphony albums. So, like, you know, that one gets brought out every now and then. So I would love to go to a show where they fucking play The Unnamed Feeling. You know, because like they've played it. It's just few and far between. It's definitely one of the more underrated songs. It's you know, it's the best song on one of the worst albums for sure.
All right. Well,
So,
maybe,
you know,
maybe
that's a song to check out if you're wondering what's to listen to. I mean, obviously, like I'm gonna recommend the Hardwired album in its entirety. Death Magnetic is pretty good. It was like on that path back to what Metallica was trying to get back to with Saint Anger and failed miserably at doing so. But like Hardwired was what they were going for the whole fucking time and finally hit when that album came out. But definitely check out The Unnamed Feeling. Purify's a good song off of Saint Anger if you could get past the snare, because that's prominent really in that song too.
I have a hard time with that. I might just stick with Turnstile, but we'll see.
and what the fuck is the other one on there? All Within My Hands, which is another slower one, and they've named their charity after that song, and it's still got the snare, but like it's it kind of fits the song in that case. If you see them play now, Saint Anger, Frantic, songs from that album, they're playing them with the snare actually turned on, and Kirk has solos in them now. So it's like, we can play these songs, but we're gonna make them Metallica songs. So that's kind of what they're doing now when they play them live. So it's not as bad seeing them live now as it would have been probably in 2004. But
Well, either way, we're excited to see them. The only thing I can say is me and Natalie went on a I know we got to do music, so I'll shut up in a second. We went on a short little weekend trip. We rented an Airbnb that had no TV, so we couldn't distract each other from ourselves. So we listened to a bunch of Metallica because we were excited for this show and played card games. And it was all great until Saint Anger came on, and both of us were like, Jesus, I cannot fucking handle this. It sounds so bad. Like that, I don't know, that snare is the worst sound I've ever heard. Like,
skip the first two songs. Seriously, skip the first two songs. Try to put the snare, like, out of your fucking mind. Like, and just really, especially when you get to The Unnamed Feeling, Purify, All Within My Hands. Great. Those are all good songs, really, that I would recommend off that album. But
you recommend albums. You recommend albums after 1988, so who knows?
Fair enough. I also recommend you check out the new single from The Living Braindead. It's called Never Fuck With Catgirls. It's available streaming everywhere. It's available on shop.livingbraindead.com as well as our Bandcamp for purchase. I would say go through our fucking, go through our website and buy everything from us, because we get all the like actual profit from all that. No offense to Bandcamp, but anyway. And if you want to see The Living Braindead, we're playing Friday night at Good Bar upstairs with Knudten and Idiots of Idealism. That is an 8 p.m. doors. $7 to enter that show, and 21 plus. It is the cheapest show on the list today. So save yourself some money. Come see us.
Budget punk rock.
Budget punk rock with The Living Braindead and Knudten and Idiots of Idealism. This is the brand new song from The Living Braindead, just released this past Saturday, and it is called Never Fuck With Catgirls on all WNY ThinkSoJoE show, and we will see you next week.